Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and today we're going to be going over the all-new 2020 Hyundai Venue. This one is the Denim edition, which you guys have to watch this video because this is the coolest interior slash exterior combo I've pretty much ever seen on a vehicle. So, as always, we're going to do a quick walk around on the Venue, then we're going to take it out to see how it drives. A big shout out and thank you to Ken Garf Hyundai here in Southtown, Utah for providing us with the Venue. Check out the inventory in the link below if you're in the market for a new Hyundai or Genesis as well. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 1.6 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a CVT automatic transmission. In terms of fuel economy, it's really good. So it's 30 around town and then 34 on the highway. Power outputs are 121 horsepower and then 113 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over things on the exterior. And if you're wondering what this color is called, it is, of course, denim. So you can see in the sunlight, it has this very beautiful blue metallic sparkle to it. This kind of has similar stylistic cues to the Palisade and the Kona as well, just with how they do the little turn signal light there, and then you've got the headlights just down below. You can see the white accenting there at the bottom, which I think is pretty cool. We've got the Hyundai logo in the center with all the kind of chrome mesh right there, and you can see the white mirrors on the side and also the white roof. Just the combination on this is crazy, but I love it. In terms of the tire and rim setup, we've got these 17-inch rims, 205mm on the tires, and then you can see that's the same in the rear. I really like the design on this. It's kind of like a blade, almost is what the rims look like. You can see the little brake calipers right there. And then you can see on the side there, they actually have the little turn signal on the side as well, and you can see the little fenders right here. Like I said, the mirrors are white in coloration, which is a nice little touch, and then they kind of have this chrome strip that goes down the side of it. But let's head to the rear. Here is the key fob for the Denim edition. You got a couple functions, your lock and unlock, and then you have your remote start, and you got a little Hyundai logo on the back. I can feel it right there, but you can't see it because it's covered up. But if we lock the car and then we hold the remote start function, you can hear that 1.6 liter come to life. It's very, very quiet though. And then if you press it again, that'll shut it off. We're gonna pop to the rear of the Venue. So if we set the pop back here, pick that up. It is a hydraulic lift gate. There is a little cover there for the back. Bunch of floor mats back here for the car. Spare tire just underneath. And you can see storage space here is a little bit cramped, but this is a very small sized SUV, and other SUVs in this segment, they literally have no trunk. So the fact that this has a trunk, I think is really impressive. I like the storage space, and I think it's more than enough. And then you can just pull the trunk down, throw it, and it's shut. So this is the best angle on the Venue, in my opinion. I love the stylistic cues, everything here. It's just, it all comes together. So white roof, obviously you can see that. I think it's such a cool touch. It's just, yeah, I love it. But the taillights, I mean, these are probably one of the coolest set of taillights I have seen in a long time. I'm hoping the camera's picking all of it up because it looks super sweet. You got the Venue logo on the back, obviously where your license plate is, and then more white across the bottom of it. But yeah, this rear angle on this looks super, super awesome. So this is normally where I pull the door open, but I realized I was wrong. That's not chrome, that's actually white. I kind of looked at it the wrong lighting, but that is white down the side. Anyways, opening up the door here, we can see, obviously there's gonna be some white on the interior, and if you're wondering what the interior is called, it's denim. So we've got some more white right here. It's actually nice that they actually do some leather padding right there at the window control. We've got the speaker for the sound system, and then you've got the denim interior. So yes, this is a thing. I love it. So you can see just all of the styling. This is just, it's cool. I love it when car manufacturers do stuff like this. You can see that, the space back here is actually pretty decent. There's a decent amount of legroom, but I just love the look of the interior. Just all of the style cues on the seats with that design. It's just, it's different, and I love it. Now I've got keyless entry up front, so one touch to lock it, and then just press it again to unlock it. Now we can look at the panel here in the front. They look identical to the one in the rear. Again, you've got the white leather there, and it kind of got the blue contrast all throughout. I know it kind of probably looks like it's black on the camera, but it's kind of like a blue tone on it. All of your window controls, you get your mirror controls, and then you have the front seat. So you can see the bolsters there on the front seat. They have some nice support to them. You kind of have this leather padding all around the seat, and then you've got the cloth inserts with the really cool designs on the seat. They are manually adjustable. Got a little gas cap thing right there. pedal layout just down below. That's for your hood release. And then you got your lane departure assistance, you got your stability control, and the steering wheel is going to be manually adjustable. And just one more look at the interior before we pop inside. Now start up the Denim edition, put your foot on the brake, push the push start, and everything will come to life. All the gauges will start up, and yeah, here is the steering wheel in the Denim edition. And again, I know that it is probably coming through as like almost black, but it's kind of like a very dark blue because denim. Now we've got the Hyundai logo here in the center. You've got the cruise control, the pages button, all that kind of stuff on that side of the steering wheel. On here, you've got like your voice commands, phone controls, volume controls, white stitching on it as well. And then you get your stock for the lights / turn signals, and then windshield wipers on the other side. And then kind of got this cool little trim here at the bottom of the steering wheel. Now you've got RPMs on the left side. On the right side, you've got the speed, and then you've got those little pages that you can scroll through. So there's a couple different things you can scroll through. And if you actually if I go back to, you can see that there's some safety tech with it. So also, you know, your attention while you're driving. So it's kind of cool, the safety stuff that this actually comes with, especially at the price point that it's at, that we'll go over later in the video. But I like the overall look of the gauge clusters. I think it's, you know, pretty upgraded and all that. Now here is the center infotainment system. Yes, it is a touchscreen, but you do get analog controls just down below. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which again, the price point in this car is at, I think is awesome, and they have that feature. But the touchscreen response time, I feel like, is pretty responsive. You can see that it gives you your driving info, which I think is cool. Pressing the buttons on it, almost got copyrighted. But yeah, pressing the buttons on it, I feel like they're responsive too. Just going through things, I mean, you can see just how quickly everything pops up. Now, if we pop it into reverse, backup camera will pop up with the trajectory lines that as you turn the steering wheel, they will turn as well. I kind of already showed this, but they got these controls here, and they actually look and feel really nice. Again, for what this is priced at, this is cool. I like the climate control setup. So you can see as I'm changing the temperature, that little thing, I thought that you'd be able to twist this, but you can't. But it's still cool how it's in that little screen right there. It is a single zone climate here. And then we can come down, we've got a couple charging stations. Here's our transmission shifter for the CVT automatic transmission. Yes, you can shift the gears yourself, even though it doesn't have gears. It kind of mimics gears with the CVT, so that's how you do like that manual shift function. Drive mode select, which we'll go over in a second. Heated seats, cup holders, and then you got a little center console which you can open up. Got a little bit extra storage space right there, and it's pretty soft on the top. And then finally, got a glove box area, storage on top of the glove box. And then if we open it up, you can see it's a decent sized glove box, again, for the size of SUV that this is. And I like the fact that there's a shelf up top. I already mentioned it, but I like it. So there are 3 drive modes here. You've got your normal, sport, and then you have your snow mode. And you just twist this little dial to go through the different modes, and then it'll pop up on the screen. Up top, things are pretty normal. You got your light controls, you've got a couple sun visors, and nothing too crazy happening up top here. It is a lighter headliner. So you can see it kind of goes, again, the same like thing. I know that everyone does light headliners. However, it makes sense in this car because you have the blue on the bottom like the outside of the car, and then the white on the top, or the light colored headliner on the top. So it actually makes sense. Trust me, I'm an expert. I just want to wrap things up on the interior before I go over pricing. Forgot to mention, I do like the door handle. I like how this looks on the dash. Yes, it doesn't feel necessarily nicest, but it's a cool look, and just the contrast between the light and the blue, I think is a cool contrast. Now, in terms of pricing, the new 2020 Hyundai Venue with this Denim edition that I just reviewed, stickers for just over $23,000 before any type of market adjustment, which I feel like is a substantially solid value because it comes with a ton of safety tech, and obviously it's an SUV. It has a decent amount of space, and this is like a really cool, like quirky, like different type car, and I love cars like that. And so this, you're just getting this cool, like unique package, and I feel like it's a really good value in general. That all being said though, let's take this 2020 Hyundai Venue out to see how it drives. Talk about visibility here in the Venue before we set off. The hood slopes down. It's really easy to see out of. You can see through the mirrors, and it does have blind spot monitoring. See through the other mirror, and then all through the rear. I wish that there was a little bit more, you know, window action happening there, just in that little area, because there's a little bit of a blind spot, but there is blind spot monitoring. Overall though, visibility is actually pretty solid. I feel like it's really competitive with other SUVs that are in this segment, but Wait, reverse, because I gotta go backwards. Let's set off. So initially setting off in the Venue, let's talk about road noise and ride quality. So in terms of ride quality, I feel like it's pretty on par with other SUVs in this segment. It's kind of like right in the middle in terms of smoothness. It's not the smoothest, but then it's not rough at the same time. In terms of road noise, there's a little bit that comes through in the cabin, but I feel like this overall is pretty well insulated. And yeah, that's it. Now we are about to take a turn here, and you can see steering on it is very, very light, and this is a smaller diameter steering wheel, so it definitely has this kind of like sporty feel to it, but the steering is very light. I mean, it just goes right where you put it. You can see that it's also really responsive. I mean, any little bit of input and it kind of just goes right where I put it, which is nice. Let's get a little acceleration before we get stopped behind these people up ahead of us. And I mean, in terms of acceleration, you guys saw the power figures, so no, it's not the peppiest, quickest SUV on the planet. It is on the lower side of things for most SUVs in this segment. That being said though, I mean, I feel like it's more than enough power, and it does get really respectable fuel economy numbers, so what you lack in power, you will more than make up for in really solid fuel economy. Now let's wrap things up on the Venue. Other than the fact that I may or may not title this video as this being like a budget Kona / Palisade or mini Kona Palisade, whatever. Well, I'll figure that out later. I really like this SUV. I really like the unique styling that this SUV has, and I like just the overall packaging, all the safety tech. I feel like it's just a really solid value, and it looks really good, and you usually don't get both of those in this segment. So what I will say is Hyundai has done an amazing job with this, and check one out if you're in the market. And there we have it, everyone. The all-new 2020 Hyundai Venue. Like I said, I really like this SUV. It's a cool, quirky SUV, and so if you want something that's definitely unique, this is something you should check out. But as always, if you're stopping for the first time, please subscribe, comment down below what you thought, and again, a big shout out and thank you to the Ken Garff Hyundai here in Southtown, Utah for providing us with the Venue. Check out their inventory in the link below if you're in the market for a Hyundai or a Genesis as well. I'll see all of you in that next video.